name Emirates itself is a combination of my African name and the English name. The M is Mutebi. This is a real name back where I come from, Uganda. The king's name, right? I'm not trying to say I'm a king, but it's the king's name. And M is the Mutebi, and the Rix is the Patrick family, because the whole generation of my background had been bearing that name. As I was a kid, I used to sing in Sunday school. My mama used to take me to church to sing in Sunday school. But as I grew up, people found something special in me. They took me to the bigger church because the kind of music I was singing was different from the kids' music. So they took me to a bigger congregation to sing for it. But the first time I went to a bigger congregation, I froze. I couldn't even sing. And people were like, "What's he doing up there?" I just ended up crying. It was the first step in my music career, right?
Sometimes I could just break down and cry. I never even had a mother or father.
Hila means like, okay, it's some kind of like getting relieved of something, maybe a disease, right? Being cured. Now, in this album, I talk about Christ as my healer. The song is called, if you like finish up the title, it's called Heal of the Broken Heart. As humans, we pass through a lot of like, you know, ups and downs, right? And most of the time, if you look at it closely, the downs are more than the ups, right? So every time you get the downs, your heart gets broken, right? And the only person you have to turn to is Christ to heal the broken heart. So I sang that song relating to my life, because I grew up as an orphan, by the way. I lost my parents when I was a kid. My dad died, well, okay, he died overnight. He passed away around 1997, something like that, because of an accident, and my mom passed later because it was hard, right? So I came up with a song. The challenges you pass through as an orphan, I didn't have to give you lyrics, yes, right? It's some kind of experience, right? It's like, it's not so good to be an orphan, but you learn more, because as I grew up, I went to different families. I knew much about people, so I came up with that. Jesus healed my broken heart. That's why I wrote Heal of the Broken Heart. But this album took so long to come out, by the way, because it has like 13 songs, and as I told you, finance was a major problem. Production is all about consciousness, right? You should be conscious, creative, and you should be passionate about what you're doing. Now, the problem with production is too expensive. Starting from the equipment, like the lyrics, like how to put together lyrics from different artists and to bring them to a studio, like record a song. Remember, if you brought equipment to record a song, you get artists to sponsor, and it's for free. So in the first start, when it's just starting, you don't have to gain, right? Back at home, I had a studio. We called it Revolution Studio. The micro was called Revolution. You've had the likes of Tita, Christopher Balas. Those are big gospel names back in Uganda. We also could sing with Rafton. He's our friend. He could come home. I could make songs. So that studio was as a result of me being chased away from home. So when we came together, I thought of like putting up a studio, and we came up with Revolution Studios. We set up slowly by slowly. We set with a small computer, a small mixer, right? We could like hustle with shows. We get some money. We save some, we eat some, we share some, right? Until we got equipment. Yeah, that's how we started, like back at home. Amplified. This is a big dream, because I think I started thinking of the studio when I was a kid. As I said, it's still small, right? It doesn't reach where I want it to be. My parents used to give me like enough school fees, right? Including pocket money, right? Yeah, so it was part of the money I used to buy some of the stuff. Now that's when I came to meet some other people. First it was in my room. I couldn't put it here because I never had finance. I wasn't well financed to pay for rent and everything. So I met some people like Chisomo Kuma. He had some kind of interest with production also. So we decided to set up Amplify. He bought some equipment also, and we looked for some sponsors. The sponsors, one of them is from UK, and I came up with Amplify. In like 10 or 20 years, I want Amplify to be one of the biggest production studios in Africa. I want it to be a voice to the voiceless, to support charity, to help the poor, to spread the word of God. That's the major one. And to spread the love through offering and through using our talents.
When I say that you are greater, me never compare myself to you, my creator. You are the Alpha and Omega.
We're living in a world where there's a lot of like temptations. They can just kick you out of the religious side and put you into the sexual one. So what you have to do is to be persistent and focus. Focus on God, just like Ekodida does it, right?